Hi, my name is Chesney, aka Shea Posh Finds. I'm 52 years old and I live in colorful Colorado, although it's quite gray today. I was hoping to have the sunlight I had this morning to make my video, but you know how to make God laugh, make a plan. Today, for my first long form video, I'm going to show you some of my DIY body care favorites. These are all natural, these are plant-based, they can be vegan. The product that I'm talking about is beeswax, so if you don't use any products from bees, bless you, because save the bees. I had bought this, I don't know, 6 months ago, a year ago, and there's still quite a bit left. And I'm going to show you what each ingredient does. I have worked for Murad, the skincare company. I'm 52, so I've been using makeup and skincare products since I was about 16. When I was 16, I found out about animal testing and lost my mind. And to this day, I still try to maintain, PETA verified, cruelty-free, do the best that I can with what I've got, right? Sometimes my budget doesn't allow for me to be vegan all the time. So what all of that together has given me is the superpower of reading ingredients and finding out what every single ingredient is. And we can boil down moisture and skincare to a few essential items that you usually have in your house or you can order from Amazon. My Amazon storefront is linked, and I have no brand affiliations with anything in this video. I will let you know always if something is gifted or if I'm being paid. And we have to by FCC, just FYI, so that you know. This is all stuff that I bought with my own money through research that I've done by myself. So for my body care, I go with 3 main ingredients. Coconut oil. Just plain old coconut oil. If you get this, I got this is Better Body Foods, again, not sponsored, but if you go to Costco, if you start doing this and you go to Costco, I mean, that's gonna last you a year or two, and this is shelf stable. We know where it comes from, we know what's in it. It has one ingredient, it's coconut oil. You can use this for cooking, you can use this on your cuticles when you do a manicure. You can use this to slug. Slugging is when you put an occlusive over all of your other skincare. I've just done it on my neck with the cream that I just made, and I'm letting that soak in and really do its thing. Some people do it with Vaseline. I prefer not to use the byproduct of the petroleum industry. So if you're getting a vibe on how Coloradan and hippie I am, it's major. So I prefer to use something like this. This is going to go liquid when it warms up, and it's going to be solid like this when it's I don't know, about room temperature or above. So this is going to melt really quickly. So even if you take a little bit on a spoon, try not to use your fingers in there, because then you're getting the bacteria and dirt, even if you just washed your hands, into this whole thing. So I try to use a metal spoon and make sure that it's nice and clean out of the dishwasher. But even if you just take a little bit and you rub it into your hands, you can use just this. But just be careful, because these are oils. So if you put it on and then you go to sleep, you're gonna get oil on your sheets and your pillows, right? And maybe that'll come out, maybe it won't, but I prefer not to deal with it. So I do this like in the middle of the day. The next thing up, I have found out I just ran out of. These are definitely gonna be linked, I think they are. Maybe I need to do a video. These will be linked in my Amazon storefront. The brown part of the bottle makes sure that oxidation doesn't happen. So sunlight and oxidation will alter the chemical makeup of whatever is in here. So if you're dealing with anything like a natural oil, a plant-based oil that is natural from the planet, you want to make sure that it's not going to degrade. So this is, I think, 16 ounces, and it was filled with jojoba oil. I believe it was the same brand as this, Handcraft Naturals. And now I need to order some more. So this is basically just an empty bottle, but it was jojoba oil. Now, jojoba oil is what's called a wet oil. There are wet and dry oils. That's a whole other video that I will do for you. I know that I'm a very dry, sensitive skin. My grandma's all had dry, sensitive skin. My sisters have dry, sensitive skin. So I know that a really rich emollient oil like jojoba oil, I can smear it all over my face and not break out. But you need to find what's best for you. So I'll do a deep dive on that later. Let me know if you want any more information. And then this is castor oil. Castor oil she has been that girl, that superstar in the spotlight, and for good reason. Castor oil, again, plant-based, hopefully organic. I always try and get organic with all of this stuff. Anything that comes from Africa, like the shea butter, I try to make sure that it's fair trade. Because the infrastructure in Africa, things change hands all the time, unfortunately. But I try to do my best to make sure that it's fair trade, which I think is on here. There we go. We're looking for that symbol because it's primarily women that are harvesting this, and they've done it their whole lives. And we want to make sure that they're getting paid for their labor. So the other thing that I might use is castor oil. You can also use this just by itself. It has great detoxification. It's also great for slugging. So that is an intro to everything that I will be using. Shea butter, beeswax, coconut oil, and then either jojoba or castor oil. And then if you want to be extra with it, which I always do, again, any brand is fine. Now has been such a solid Whole Foods brand, and these brands come and go, especially in the wellness space. Everybody hops on a trend and they go away. Now Foods has been in the game for so long. Again, not sponsored, but hit me up, Now Foods. So I rely on their essential oils, but there's a few brands that I play with. It depends on what I'm getting, how expensive it is. You know, something like vanilla, you know, that's a whole deep dive too, because it's hard to source and it's really expensive and there's a choke in the supply. But something like lavender, rosemary that you can grow in your backyard, even better, grow it in your backyard and find out how to distill it into essential oil yourselves. I'm not going to do that. I just have these, and this is what I'm going to use. Let's get started. I am brand new here on YouTube. Any and all support. If you forward this video, if you like this video, if you save this video, if you leave a comment on this video, I will love you so, so much because it really, really helps me. I am an unpaid creator doing this as a calling out of the kindness of my heart and to share the knowledge that I've gained over all these years with you. So let me know if you have any questions, and I'm so, so happy that you're here. All right, let's get started.
So our general setup is going to start with a double broiler or a bain-marie, which is boiling water in a saucepan and a glass, you want to make sure that it's glass, bowl up top. What that's going to do is it's going to control the heat so that it's not melting too quick, which you want to watch out for with shea butter especially. The coconut butter or the coconut oil is going to melt rather quickly. And then the shea butter and cocoa butter, and then beeswax will melt last. So for the body oil, I'm not going to have any beeswax, but if I do a lip product or something that I want to be able to go in stick form, you want that beeswax to have that holding power to hold it together. So pretty much any lip balm that comes in a tube is going to have beeswax. I'm working on two things today. I'm showing you this body butter, but it can be a basic recipe for a lip balm, cuticle oil or a cuticle salve, a chapstick, like kind of anything you want it to be. This is a really good base. So to start off with, for the body butter, we're going to do a third, a third, a third, and then it's going to look like this. I'm weaning myself off of these plastic jars that I bought way back when and am moving into glass, but I still have these, want to use them as much as possible. For the lip, and possibly a neck cream, I've added the beeswax. So this is going to take a little bit longer, and you could see those pastilles really don't break down. This is sped up a little bit, but it takes a little bit longer. But with a bain marie, that steam is going to start to sputter out. So I was sort of boiling it, then removing it, and then boiling it and removing it. You can also do the coconut oil, shea butter, and whatever other oils you want to use on your body and just melt it in the sun. You could also do the microwave, although I prefer to do I mean, we're doing this all naturally, so I want to stay away from the microwave. Then I looked to see if I had any vitamin E, which I thought would have been really good in this, but I'm out, so I need to order more of that. Here, just trying to extract the remaining amounts of the jojoba oil in this pump jar, and then I'm going to add the castor. So what you're looking at here is going to maybe possibly be a lip product. If I'm successful with it, I will let you know. I'm looking for like a sleeping night mask that's actually made with hydrating ingredients, or like a lip gloss, a natural lip gloss. So I'm adding lots of castor oil and beeswax. I'm not going to give you this recipe yet because I haven't been successful with it. But with the body butter, if you just start with the coconut oil, shea butter, and cocoa butter, a third, a third, a third, and then you can tweak it from there. So melt those down and, apply. I'm just going to apply some of this excess on my neck to find out how spreadable it is. Is it even something that I would want to have as a product? Do I need to add any more thickening agents? And go from there. So this is customizable for what you want it to be. It can smell however you want it to smell. It can be unscented. You are in total control. And that's what I love about this recipe. So here I'm going to add some lavender and some rosemary and toy around with this recipe, which again, if it's successful, I will do a full video on that, and stirring it up to make sure that everything is fully integrated.